Alright, hey guys, what's up? It is Lindy from Knife Modders, and in today's video we are going to talk about our 3 different blasting medias that we have and use in our blast cabinets. We're also going to talk about the pros and cons, and so that way at the end of this video you can differentiate between all 3. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so before I get further in today's video, I want to let you guys know to make sure to check the description box down below. Richie and I are part of the Amazon affiliate program, and so there will be links to anything that I talk about or things that you may be interested in that I talk about in this video, so make sure to check the description box down below. Also, Richie and I recently created a Patreon, and there's some of you who have signed up, and we are so grateful. It means the world to us, and it's really inspiring and just heartwarming to see how many people truly believe in us. So we use 60 grit aluminum oxide. It's a very hard and durable media relative to the others I'm going to be talking about today, and also it contains less than 1.5% silica. All of the medias that we'll be talking about today contain less than 1% or 1.5% silica. Titanium that has been blasted with aluminum oxide is visibly very textured because the aluminum oxide impregnates the titanium, and because it impregnates the titanium, when you take it out into the sunlight, it has a glitter effect. It refracts light, the media that's impregnated onto the titanium refracts light back at you, and it's such a beautiful finish. Aluminum oxide is also very dark color in nature. Naturally, after it's been blasted, it gives that typical dark tie look. Which personally Richie and I just love. There's not a single titanium knife that a dark blast doesn't look good on. And if you're familiar with Chris Reeve knives, they use aluminum oxide on a lot of their knives. They just recently started incorporating glass. So those are the pros, but there is a con to using aluminum oxide. Like, the pros are that it's beautiful, very textured, has a long lifespan, does not break down very easily. But the con is that because the aluminum oxide impregnates the titanium, it cannot be anodized in an electrolyte solution. However, it can be anodized with a torch, or heat anodizing is a way that you can anodize aluminum oxide blasted titanium. Alright, so let's talk about crushed glass. Crushed glass, the media itself, is very jagged. Like, it's exactly what it sounds like. It is glass that has been crushed into tiny little pieces, and those pieces are jagged. The media itself abrades the surface of titanium, just like aluminum oxide, but it doesn't quite impregnate it in the same way. Crushed glass also has a shorter lifespan. It's not quite, the media itself is not quite as durable as aluminum oxide. So a big con to using crushed glass is that it's very dust prone. Like, it creates a lot of dust and it breaks down a lot quicker. However, you can find it at Harbor Freight. I think you can buy it on Amazon. It is more affordable than aluminum oxide because it's shorter lifespan, but it still gives a beautiful dark finish. And a perk, because it's glass, you can anodize it in an electrolyte solution. You can also heat anodize it, but you can, like regular ano, like we did in the last couple of videos. Moving on to glass beads. Now, there's a lot of confusion, or maybe, yeah, there's a lot of confusion, I think, about glass beads, because a lot of people will generalize sand blasting and just call it bead blasting. But I am here to let you know that is not accurate, because glass beads is much different than crushed glass or aluminum oxide, because the media itself doesn't abrade the surface of the titanium. It's perfectly spherical, and it's meant to be used at lower PSI. That way, when you blast your titanium, if using higher PSI, the glass beads will break down and turn into crushed glass ultimately, and that just defeats the purpose of glass beads. Glass beads is for bead blasting. It peens the surface of the titanium at lower PSI, and it gives you a very soft, matte finish with a slight sheen to it. It's beautiful. I love the way that bead blast looks. And another perk to using bead blast is that it can be anodized in an electrolyte solution. And you can heat anodize it with a torch, or, however you want to heat anodize, it can be done. So just to recap, let's kind of recap here. Aluminum oxide, dark, textured, beautiful, long lifespan, but cannot be anodized in an electrolyte solution. Crushed glass. It breaks down a lot easier, creates dust, it is more affordable, and it can be anodized in an electrolyte solution. It is dark, but not quite as dark as aluminum oxide. Alright, and bead blasting. Bead blasting peens the surface of your titanium. It does not abrade it. It should be used at lower PSIs. It can be anodized, both electrolytic and heat. Alright, so I think that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. I just wanted to clarify with you what those medias are and what they look like. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!